I want to talk about credit checks and the relevance and importance of having them done. In our practice, it's mandatory for not only the landlord check, the employment checks that we do, but the hard checks, which is the credit check and the criminal and background checks that our system allows us to do on an applicant. I'll give you an example. Most people try to bypass that side of the checking because it costs money. And I totally understand. It can range anywhere between, on our side, $30 to $60 for individuals to couples. However, if you're looking to rent a property, and especially in the case where I have a direct example, I have a good friend who just recently rented their own new condo. Obviously didn't reach out to me and talk to me about it until after the fact. Went and did the exact same, put out the listing, got obviously some good applicants, and decided to choose this applicant. They provided the standard information, the check stubs, the employment and the landlord information, which I believe he's checked, and it seemed to all pan out. So obviously with that said, you're probably 80 to 90% good in terms of finding a good tenant here. However, the credit check and the background checks that we do on our third step really digs a lot deeper. Those numbers don't lie. If you do run a credit check, those numbers technically tell us your capacity to pay, how much debt you actually hold, and if you are in the past being delinquent on paying your bills. And so those are, for credit, that's very important, especially when you want someone to pay your rent. Then there's an additional check that we have which checks the background for fraud, criminal checks, even on social media, and see how you conduct yourself if you have had issues there. It's not foolproof, but definitely insightful, because when you do have an issue where you had a previous history that wasn't clean, that makes it much easier for us to decide if this is going to be the right candidate to rent. So I think, in my opinion, what we do here, in addition to just the general soft checks, what I call the landlord and the employment checks, the hard checks is the credit check and the background checks for fraud, criminal activity, and even social media. That will give us a much stronger, more accurate representation of the potential candidate, and hopefully everything pans out. I'm interested in learning a little bit more about what you're doing out there. Hopefully my comments about the credit check provides you some insight on why we do it. It's a worthwhile investment, especially when you're looking at renting a property that's worth in the hundreds of thousands of dollars, and you're paying a mortgage and you're relying on these people to not only rent your property but also take care of your property. So yeah, definitely interested in seeing your comments, and hopefully that helps.